Very good afternoon, dears. This is L.K. Tripathi from Lakshmi Prasad Memorial Public School, Gola Bazar. I will teach you today about the precursors of the Indian National Congress, that is INC. We have discussed more about the topics earlier about the Indian National Congress and other type of organization related to the politics. So, this topic will give us more information about the precursors of the Indian National Congress. What is that? Let's know. To promote the interests of Indian people, several political associations were established. Some noteworthy ones were the British India Association, the Madras Native Association, Pune Sarvajanik Sabha, and Bombay Presidency Association. These associations were formed during that time, and the aim of all these organizations was to promote the Indian freedom struggle. Though many of these associations functioned in specific parts of the country and were led by local leaders, they claim to represent all the people of India and not of any one region, community or class. In 1883, Surendranath Banerjee started the All India National Conference at Calcutta in order to involve a large number of people and put forward the demands of the people of India. Surendranath Banerjee, who was one of the prominent leaders of INC, formed All India National Conference at Calcutta. Now, what were the major, that is IQ, what were the major demands of the organizations that preceded the Indian National Congress? Which sections of the Indian society associated themselves with these organizations? This answer will also come out here. Now, the moderates and extremists. Initial phase of the INC. Two types of organizations were formed. They were working in INC. They were related to moderates and extremists. नरम दल और गरम दल, दो तरह के विचारधारा के लोग इस पार्टी में एग्जिस्ट कर रहे थे. अब इनिशियल फेज आईएनसी का क्या था? In 1885, the Indian National Congress came into existence due to the efforts of A.O. Hume. The formation of INC took place in 1885, that was INC. The existence of this party came under the leadership of A.O. Hume, a retired British civil service officer, along with that of some important Indian leaders. The first meeting of the Congress was held at Bombay under W.C. Banerjee. In all 72 delegates from all over the country attended the conference. As you will read later in this chapter, the Indian National Congress played a stellar role in articulating nationalist demand. In coming discussion, you will find the articulation of nationalist demand. जो हमारे जो भी लीडर्स थे, नेशनलिस्ट थे, उनकी डिमांड्स क्या रही. फर्स्ट, moderates. In the beginning, the Congress was dominated by a group of leaders called moderates. Some of the key aspects of their vision and mode of operation are described below. In very beginning, we have studied about the domination of the Congress. So this party was dominated by a group of leaders, उसमें से moderates थे, नरम दल के लोग, और दूसरा एस्पेक्ट और दूसरा जो विजन था वो एक्सट्रीमिस्ट का था. उनकी डिमांड क्या थी, देखते हैं. मॉडरेट्स की डिमांड क्या थी, क्या चाहते थे ये, हाउ टू गेट फ्रीडम. They believed that the British respected the ideals of freedom and justice and would therefore accept the just demands of Indians. Moderates believe that the freedom should be attained in peaceful way, and already the British has accepted the just demands of Indian. Number 2, they sought gradual reforms and not independence from British rule. Next, they wanted the British to train Indians in self-governance. Next, they adopted peaceful and constitutional methods to voice their demands. They pressed for changes through persuasions and petitions. They tried to mobilize public opinion through speeches and critiques of British economic policies. Next, that is radicals and the concept of freedom as birthrights. Radicals means extremists. What was their concept of freedom? They told that freedom is our birthright and we have to have it. The Indian Council Act of 1892 failed to include Indians in the administration of the country. Thus, many people became rather dissatisfied with the methods of the moderates. Leaders such as Bipin Chandra Pal, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, and Aurobindo Ghosh wanted greater political concessions and felt that Indians had to achieve these aims by themselves. They advocated that the freedom should be attained forcefully from the British, there should not be any concession to them. Such leaders became interested in more radical ways of political agitation and therefore preached a path of active retaliations. But they never favored the moderates as they wanted to get freedom in peaceful way and in gradual manner. They told, this is our birthright and we must take it by any means, on the point of guns or with the violence. These leaders told the people to be bold, brave, and patriotic and fight for Swaraj or freedom. In fact, Tilak gave to the people the slogans, Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. Bal Gangadhar Tilak ji gave a very historical and very bold slogan that was, Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. स्वराज मेरा जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार है, मैं इसे लेके रहूंगा. These leaders were known as radicals. They were also known as the extremists because they openly talked of Swaraj or freedom, and they believed in adopting measures that were then regarded as more extreme to achieve this freedom. Early stage of independence movement, that was partition of Bengal. In 1905, Bengal was divided into two separate provinces on the pretext of administrative convenience. The real purpose was, however, to weaken feelings of nationalism in Bengal. Then, one of the main bastions of the Indian national movement. It was also aimed at dividing the Hindus and Muslims along the communal lines. The partition of Bengal angered people all over India. Hundreds of meetings were held in Bengal and elsewhere as a sign of protest. Thus, contrary to what the British had imagined, the partition of Bengal gave a boost to the freedom struggle. Both moderates and the radicals launched protest movement, but eventually the radicals were able to gather greater support and momentum. Rabindranath Tagore led the protest movement against the partition of Bengal. The day of the partition was observed as a day of mourning. Vande Mataram, a song written by Bankim Chand Chattopadhyay, became popular and encouraged a sense of solidarity. Impact of partition and the anti-partition movement. What was the impact of this movement? Swadeshi and boycott quickly gathered force and spread outside Bengal. This encouraged Indian industries and adversely affected the British economy. Thus, large numbers of people were motivated to participate in the national movement. As a result of increased pressure of public opinion, the British government was forced to annul the decision of partition. This was an early triumph of the Indian national movement. Swadeshi and boycott were among the new methods adopted by the leaders and people to protest against the partition of Bengal. The Swadeshi movement encouraged people to use the things made in India only, as against those which had been produced abroad. Boycott meant that Indians were discouraged from buying goods which were manufactured in England so that British industries would have no markets in India. Bonfires were made of British made goods. In many places, British schools, colleges, and universities were also boycotted. See the picture. This shows clearly Bhai Swadeshi, India's pride, nation's wealth. Janaki Das and other in Lahore. OK Electric Works Limited. This is a kind of protest through banner, posters, and all the nationalists came out from their home and they protested against the British goods. Adopt Swadeshi, boycott Videshi. Love goods made in foreign should not be purchased by any Indian in the country. In this way, the Bande Mataram protest of the nationalists led too much for the Indians to become united, and a campaign was made to root out the British rule from India. Rest we shall discuss in the next video. Till then, thank you.